New planner companies pop up all the time, but out of all the planners I get sent, it's very rare that I see something so unique and well executed that I just know it's going to be an instant favorite in the planner world. But when I first held Sprouted Planner 4 years ago, I knew it was going to be one of those planners. Heather is the woman behind Sprouted, and she just knows what people want in a planner and actually listens to her community. So it was no surprise to me when I opened her 2026 launch box and saw a huge change to her weekly planners and a completely new hourly layout, you guys, both of which I was an instant fan of. And I won't make you wait any longer. Let's jump right in. I want to make sure you know that I have a 15% off code for Sprouted. It is a one-time use only. And my brand new affiliate link with Sprouted is down in the description. Thank you so much for using my affiliate links when you shop. They truly keep this channel going. All right, let's meet the 2026 Sprouted planners and talk about the big changes plus the brand new layout. Let's meet Flower Child and Sea Glass. These are 2 of your 5 covers for 2026. Sea Glass is the one fabric cover out of her lineup, and these have been specially coated this year to prevent lint and protect from spills. So they are different from last year's fabric covers. And I absolutely love this color. And you have that little gold Sprouted emblem there and just your Sprouted Planner emblem at the back. And you have that nice linen feel. And this sea glass is just such a beautiful color, especially with your tab colors. Now, this is the daily planner. That's why you're seeing just July through December here. Every single one of your Sprouted planners that has a coil is a spiral coil. And it is this bright, pretty gold, and this is our Flower Child cover. And then it has like not the exact sea glass color inside, but similar coloring there. And here is your planner January through June with what your tabs look like, except I marked my pen test page. I do want to say that I just started getting a twinge of sickness today. So if my voice sounds a little bit off, that's why. But I had all these planners prepped and I am ready to share them with you. We're going to go ahead and jump right into the daily planner first. We have the daily, the weekly coiled, the brand new hourly bound layout, new notepads, a new monthly planner notebook, and some other accessories. I do have every single cover here to show you too. First, what you'll notice is Sprouted daily planners are divided into 2 books. They are sold as a set. We'll go over all the pricing and specs once we get inside. So you have January through June in one book and you have July through December in your other book. We're going to jump into the January through June. As you'll notice, you have this front pocket up front here, and Sprouted has added another pocket this year. So this is new. This paper pocket, front and back, you have some more pocket options to put stamps or cards or stickers or anything you need to stick in there. You get 1 sticker sheet with your Sprouted planner in those beautiful happy colors that match her tab colors. And you also get an upgraded ruler this year. There are some new stencils added to this ruler. You can measure up to 7 inches. You have a straight edge right there, and it pops in and out so easily on your coil. This comes with every single planner so that you can easily flip to whatever page you want in your planner. Your nameplate page up front. Then you have a letter from Heather. You guys, this is totally worth a read. She also has like an about her on her website I would go and check out. I love that this planner is built all around 4 pillars that are intention, reflection, people, and simplicity. This planner was born out of the hardest time in Heather's life. She talks about it in this letter as well as on her website. And during that time, she realized that how we spend our time and who we spend it with is really the heart of what matters most. And that's what her planner is focused on. There are 18 pages up front that kind of lead you through the Sprouted system right here about intentions, reflecting, planning, and executing. And then you have talk about the layouts. You have some setup steps, your values prep, the big picture, the monthly calendar. She helps you come up with your core values and whittle that list down and turn your core values into intentions. And then to think about your home team of people. And she talks about being intentional with those people. You have a hopes for the year 2-page spread. You have 2026 at a glance, 2026 holidays and observations. Then big picture, thinking of what you want less of, more of, and your big picture year list, kind of like a bucket list. but what would you love to have done and or experienced by the end of the year? And sometimes I use the bucket list things backwards, where I say I'm just going to list things as they happen, like those memorable things. They can be small, they can be bigger, and then I love looking back on it at the end of the year. Big picture previews. This area is used to like set reminders and plan ahead for like seasons and or then breaking it down into monthly. So you can think of that as seasons like I do or quarterly. And she gives you some ideas of what those things that you might want to map out and plan out are there. You have big picture trackers here. So you have 2 trackers. And of course, these are only for 6 months because this is half of your daily planner here. Then you have 2 dot grid note pages. I love how the dots are not too dark. They're not overwhelming. Then you have 2 lined notes pages with a header up top. And then you go into your monthly dashboard layout. Opposite your dashboard layout is always a dot grid page. So you have lots of room for notes, projects, planning those people and intentions and what values you want to focus on that month, what is going to be the most important to you. I love that nothing is labeled on her dashboard page. You can decide what goes into what section. This could be meal planning. This could be what people you want to focus on that month. This could be a value you want to focus on that month. Or just some chores or projects that you need to get done, people's birthdays. I love this dashboard spread because it is so flexible. Your tabbed pages are cardstock, so they are thicker, but your normal paper and sprouted planner is 80-pound paper or 120 GSM. We will look at pen testing in just a minute. It's great paper, you guys. Your tabs are laminated on both sides and you can see them either way. Now, here's the big change. We said there was a big change to her planners, right? Besides the whole new layout and new planner, the big change to her daily and weekly planners are your monthly reflection questions have been taken out of your planner. Hold on, guys, don't get worried. It's actually pretty cool. And they have been put into this one reflections notebook that comes with your planner. And you guys, the prices of her planners have not increased this year at all. The cover will match your planner cover. Heather said the intention behind this change is number 1, it allows more notes pages in the back of the planners. Number 2, it allows an easier storage of reflections without having to keep your whole planner. So you just have all your reflections in this beautiful little notebook. And number 3, it also allows people who don't reflect to just easily discard or disregard this entire process. So they won't have to keep flipping through those pages every month, even though they don't use them. Like for instance, people who might only use their planner for work. So it's just their work week planner and they don't really want to have their personal reflections in there. And yet they could still use this and keep this booklet at home. I really love this change. I personally think it's a really smart way to go. And I am even so impressed with this reflections booklet that I just want to use it this year myself. It just draws you in. So let's take a little look at the reflections booklet and then we'll go back into the daily planner. All right, you have a little letter up here from Heather, a place to pause. So it's talking about what this booklet is. Then every single month you have a monthly layout. Boom, I love that little addition there in case you want to note like big things that happened. Then you have dot grid notes at the bottom. Review your calendar from the month. What stands out as memorable? So then you have that whole lined page to write in. What am I proud of? What did I struggle with? And what brought me joy? Those questions remain the same every single month. If you see anything starred, those are the questions that change monthly. So every single month you also have this prompt. This month I was reading, watching, listening to, enjoying, dreaming about. This was my favorite from the month, a favorite memory or place. For January, the question is, if I could design my ideal cozy day at home, what would it look like? That question changes monthly and goes with whatever month or season it is. Everything that's starred changes monthly. Who are the people I want to invest more emotional energy into this month? And then you have values, people, your year list, and your previews, which are all in this front section up here. And you're supposed to revisit those every month. That's on your monthly checklist. What were my intentions in each of those categories? And then how did it go? What am I looking forward to? What am I feeling challenged or worried about? What do I want to make space for in February? And then what are you going to focus on in each of these categories going into February? So values, people, year list, previews. What's the priority? Because we know we can't have so many priorities or we won't get anything done. Having too many priorities is kind of like having no priorities. Then you have a little dot grid note space. Then you go into your next month and you go through the same thing. Here's some different questions though. We'll read the different questions for February. The rest will just have to be a surprise. What's something quirky or charming about me that I secretly love? So that goes with February. How can I make more room for connection in the coming weeks? And how can I align my daily actions more closely with my core values? And then you just flip and you go through all your months through this booklet. Imagine the keepsake this will be at the end of the year. You have a couple of notes pages at the end, but you also have a yearly wrap up at the end. Well, yearly reflection, I should say. Year-end reflection. Review the calendar and reflections for each month over the last year. What stands out as memorable and or significant? So you're going to look through all the months. What am I most proud of and why? What challenged me the most? Why? What brought me the most joy? Why? And in the beginning pages of your planner, you wrote your hopes for the year. Read it again. Did your hopes come to fruition? Write about it. And then you just have some more questions. You have favorites from the year. And then you have 7 notes pages back here with the header and lined. So this is an A5 book, 8.25 by 5.8. It's Smith sewn, wrapped binding. It's a matte laminated cover. And it holds all your monthly reflection questions and your year-end reflection. Rounded corners, and it really does lay completely flat, perfectly done. And on the spine of the book, it even says the year, 2026. So if you start collecting them for every year in your shelves, you'll be able to easily figure out which year it is. I want to know down in the comments, what do you guys think about this change? I also think that this reflections book is such a good product that people would buy it as a separate product. So who knows, maybe the next year, if Heather gets that feedback, she could make this as a separate product. But right now, it goes, the only way to get it is to purchase a daily or weekly planner. All right, let's finish our walkthrough of this daily planner. As you'll notice, you have lined monthly boxes. You have a lined notes section. There are 7 lines in every box, really 8 if you count the bottom dividing line. You have a small header up top, which gives your boxes more room. You have a little to-do tick-off section at the bottom, a dot grid section for notes, and a look at your next month. I feel like the monthly layout page is like all business. It has utilized the page real estate in such a great functional way. Then you go into a 2-page lined spread after your monthly layout, and then you go into your daily pages. But before your daily pages, every single week, you get a weekly page. So you get your whole week. It is dated Monday through Sunday. And I did not mention your monthly layouts are typical Sunday start. You have Monday through Sunday on your week here. You have 4 lines. If you count the bottom dividing line, that's 5. And then you have to-do tick-off boxes over here, divided into 2 different groups. Each of these groups has 10 lines, so you could divide it home and work or whatever different categories you need. I like that there is a header line to write those categories, or if it's just one ongoing list, you can just use it that way too. Dot grid space down here. You have room up here for however you want to use it. That could be your intention for the week. That could be your big focus for the week. That could be that it's somebody's birthday this week that you want to remember. This weekly layout in a daily planner is so valuable. You can use it for your big appointments for the week and see that week at a glance, or you could use it for meal planning or your workouts for the week. Then we go into our daily pages. Let me give you all the specs first. Don't forget, if you're making a purchase, one-time use code 15% off code Amanda's Favorites. The page in this daily planner is 6.4 by 8.8. So it's a tiny bit smaller than a 7x9 planner. It only weighs 1 pound, 13 ounces. It's very portable for a daily planner that has a page per day, even full pages on Sunday, and a weekly layout and extra note pages. We'll get to all that. It has a 1.3-inch coil, 290 pages total, the 80-pound paperweight, and it's $65 for both daily books plus the reflections notebook. And like I said, that's the same price as last year. Let's look at a pen test next, and then we'll just look at the basic daily layout. I did all my dark markers, Papermate flares, dark mild liner, Staedtler markers, even a fountain pen. And it's a paper that is not extra smooth, but I wouldn't call it an extra toothy paper either, but it does have a tiny bit of tooth to it. So it's just one of those good in-between papers. And if you will look at my pen test, you see absolutely nothing coming through. If I can almost make out anything, it's the fountain pen down there, which might almost be trying to bleed through, but it didn't. Although I don't really recommend fountain pens on this paper, but this one did pretty well. All right, here's a look at our daily page. It is very open-ended, so you can use it however you wish, and that can change throughout the year. You have space up here for if you want to put an an intention for the day, a header for the day, a quote, any way you want to use that. You could put your weather plus your intention for the day up there. Then you have this box. You could put your top 3 for the day. That could be your workout for the day. It could be just something big that you need to remember, or like a little affirmation to yourself. So every time you look at your daily page, you see it. You have 15 to-do tick-off boxes and then 1 line left at the bottom there. So really 16 lines. You have from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. with half-hour lines being dotted really light in there. So you could do as I do. If you don't have half-hour things, you can write just bigger and use up the whole line for the hour. I love in Sprouted Planner how her timetable for your scheduling or your time blocking does not take up half of your daily page. So if you're more of a list maker and you can just write your scheduling in a shorter amount of room, which I feel like I am, I love having this extended space for lists, because you never feel like you're being cut off with what you want to write and either having to just not put the detail in there or write it on the next line and use up 2 lines, because I have to do that a lot in other daily planners. She does have a really light line here. So if you wanted to use this list space for something else, it's open, but you can, of course, just completely write all the way across. I wrote like my big, what I wanted to do for myself for the day. I wrote my top 3 here, to-do list, just listing them out, and kind of my time blocking of the day for my big tasks, something I want to remember. And down here, I even love that she was intentional with leaving this section for you to put in a gratitude or something that went well that day. And I didn't even mention you have the day bolded and the date at the top. It's really big, you guys, where I can even read it without my readers. So that is so nice. Holidays are noted up here on the right side of the day, really small and gray. And holidays are noted on your monthly layout at the bottom of your monthly boxes, really light gray. I like that they're put at the bottom of the box. That's what I prefer myself. So you go through your whole week. You have full pages for Saturday and Sunday. They are exactly the same as all your other weekly pages. And then you flip and start a new week. She has snap-in dashboards this year that are only $6. So if you want to snap that in your planner just for meal planning, like you could pop on any little sticky notes for meals. They stick so well to these type of laminated dashboards. And then you can move them around if your meals for the week change. The back is just blank lines with to-do check off boxes. You could, of course, write on this with a wet erase or dry erase marker too. And it has those pretty bright colors from her tabs. That is the flow of your daily planner. When your month ends, if it doesn't end on the right side of the page, then you have an extra dot grid page there. And then you turn and you go into your next monthly dashboard, your monthly layout, your 2 lined pages, and then you start out your next month. And when you start your next month, you have a dot grid page on the left-hand side there. At the end of your first book, which ends in June, you have 9 lined notes pages at the back with that header up top, your 1 sticker sheet, your new added pocket at the back. And that is the end of your first 6 months of your daily planner. It really feels portable, the size and weight of it. You have rounded corners. They feel so nice in hand. And this is one of the covers that all her covers, other than the one book cloth cover, are completely wipeable. All right, we're going to move on to the weekly planner next and then the hourly. I just wanted to show you this other cover option. This is Moody Blooms, a really pretty calming cover. The color is carried over inside, and that's a look at your pocket. And then we have Lemon Drop. Look at that color, you guys. I love this lemon drop color, and it's carried over there on the inside pocket. And this is called Daisy Blue. You have tiny white daisies with that pretty like periwinkle blue color carried over to the inside. Okay, where I filled in my week is in the lemon drop. So let's go through that. All your beginning pages up front are exactly the same, whether you're in the daily or the weekly planner. So all those beginning prep pages about values and intentions are the exact same. Your dashboard page is the exact same. Monthly layout is the same. Your 2 lined pages after the layout. And then you go into your weekly layout, which is a horizontal dashboard layout. So you have Monday through Sunday on the left side, and then you have a lot of valuable and functional list room on the right-hand side. This weekly planner is only $50. It also will come with your reflections notebook and whatever the cover is that you pick. It weighs 1 pound, 10 ounces. It has the same size, 6.4 by 8.8 pages. Same 120 GSM paper. This book houses 246 pages. You have 10 to-do list slots here and 10 here. You have header room up here to label your list. You have 21 grid spaces going down here, and your page is divided in half there with the graph grid, blank note space, and dot grid. So we got lines, graph, blank, dot grid. I love the way it's mixed up. It's got something for everyone, and you can use each section differently, even every week if you want. So during one season, it might work out for you to use this page one way, and during another season when life changes big time, you might go and start using this layout page completely different. And I love how it's open to be used however you need it and nothing's labeled. On your week, you have a little spot right here. You could write the weather in there every day. You could write your dinner if you write tiny there every day, or something you need to remember about your kids' activities. But you have 3 boxes on this side plus 2 more lines. So you could write your top 3 for the day over here and then have 2 extra slots. Your appointments could go over here with your workout and or dinner. So however you want to use that, you have a big header up here for your intention or your focus for the week or a quote or affirmation. Here's a little look at it filled out just with me using it by listing like my big main things to get done each day. Also, something to note is your holidays are put in that little box near the bottom in a light gray. So you would still have room to write the weather or whatever else you need in there. But I like how she's utilized the space so well and let you know about the holidays, but taken up as little space as possible. And here are my ideas to use this space. Top 3, your dinner could always go on this side, like in the bottom lines. Your workout could always go over here in the bottom lines. Your weather, your kids' schedule could be on this side and your to-dos on this side. There's lots of ways you can divide it up and use it. This box is a little bit bigger than this box, so your longer items would go on the left. That is your weekly planner. That's the flow of your weeks. When you get to the end of your month, you flip to your dashboard page, you have the dot grid opposite, and then it flows in that manner. You have the beautiful, colorful tabs. And then at the end of your planner, now that you don't have those monthly reflections in between every month to flip through, you have 41 notes pages at the end, if I counted those right. You don't even need to carry an extra notebook around with you. You have 2027 calendar here, so you can start planning doctor appointments, vacations, anything big you need to note. You have a place to write it down in here, and you have 2027 at a glance opposite it. I think that's such a great design and layout there. And then you once again have the new pocket that's added in at the back of your planner and your sticker sheet. So that is your weekly like dashboard layout horizontal planner. Here it is compared to the daily. The daily 6-month book is just a little bit thicker than the weekly. So that's a look at a comparison between the daily 6 months and the weekly 12 months. All right, now we're going to go to the brand new hourly layout. Here it is, you guys. This hourly layout was missing all of last year. Heather was revamping it and deciding what she wanted to do with it. This is a hardbound book. You have the year there and sprouted planner there. You have a little sprouted planner at the bottom back. You have 1 silk ribbon bookmark, which passes the bookmark test with flying colors. You have rounded corners. This cover is in the Moody Blooms, but you also have other cover options in this. You open it up to your end pages, and then you have your nameplate page, and then you have all the exact same pages in here. So you're going to go through all the same pages up front, but this is a bigger size page. So let me show you kind of how some things look on a bigger size page. Your previews for the year, which are your quarters or your seasons, and then what do you want to work on each month broken down. Your tracker is, of course, the full year, because the daily planner was only 6 months, so it looks a little bit different in the full year. I didn't show that to you in the weekly planner, but here is your full year tracker. But your full year tracker in the weekly planner looks the same as this bigger hourly planner. Then you have the 2 dot grid pages, then you have the 2 lined pages, then you go into your dashboard. And look how much bigger everything looks. If you just need more room or you're someone who writes bigger, these pages feel a lot bigger compared to the other weekly planner. Look at your monthly layout. You have more space on here. So your to-dos are bigger, your dot grid space is bigger, but everything else is the same. Then you have your 2 lined pages, and here is your layout, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna let you look at a blank one first. I'm gonna take you to a blank one, and then we'll look at the ones that I've decorated and show you what can fit where. Also, Also, before I forget to tell you, Heather has made tabs this year. So these could go on your hourly planner. You could also use them on your monthly notebook planner, but they were made to go on this hourly planner. In her tab colors, she gives you 8 extra tabs so you can label any sections in your book that you wish. Here is your brand new hourly layout. It goes from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. with half-hour lines, so really going till 8:30 p.m. And honestly, if you needed your time to go down further, you could use these 2 boxes and extend your time. So Monday through Friday are on the left side of the page, and then it's dividing up your weekend to the right side of the page. You have a box up top that you could use for, of course, anything you wish. Could be your workout, could be the weather, could be dinner, anything big you need to remember that day, or just your top focus for the day. You have a little header room up top. You have 21 boxes going down with that same dividing line that you see in the daily. So you could divide up into a smaller list, or you can write out longer line items. So this is your weekly list. Also, you have dot grid down below it. So cover measurements from the outside of the book are 7.4 by 10.4. So that's a little over a B5 size, a B5 being 7 by 10. 0.93 is the depth of the book. The page size is 10.1 by 7.1. It weighs 1 pound, 14 ounces. It's Smith sewn. It lays flat beautifully right at the beginning, at the end, or anywhere in the middle. I will show you that. Has 246 pages. It's $50 for this hardbound book. So let's look at some ways you could use this page. Of course, you can put your appointments and or time blocking for the day and map out your entire day to see what's going on at any point in the day. You could use these bottom 2 boxes for so many different things. It could be for your dinner. It could be for your kids' work schedule. You could put your workout down here with your dinner. So any combination of things. It could be a daily gratitude down here and your dinner or workout. So just a lot of different things you could use those for. Also, your washi tape does fit up here on this side if you don't mind it going right over the top of that line. But if you want to add color to your page, or if you want to add a washi tape down to the bottom, just letting you see what that looks like, it will take up a little bit of your bottom box, but there's so much room on this page that you could also just put a little washi strip right there if you just wanted a little color. So I just wanted to share how there's definitely room for that. Flipping through, when you get to the end of the month, your month ends, you go into your next monthly dashboard, your next monthly layout, and then your lined pages, the same flow. At the end of this planner, it comes with a sticker sheet, and accordion pocket that's on there really well, you guys. And about 41 notes pages lined at the back, if I counted that right. So that is your brand new hardback hourly planner, you guys. Now let's go over the monthly planner and some accessories really quick, and we will wrap this up. Here is your sewn monthly planner from Sprouted. Isn't it so pretty in this lemon drop color? It lays perfectly flat. You have your 2026 year at a glance, 2026 holidays. Then you have some planning pages up front for your quarters and for every month of the year, which I feel like is really helpful, even just in a small notebook planner. You have tracking for the entire year up here, which also is awesome. And then 2 dot grid pages, 4 lined pages with tick off boxes. And then you go into your monthly layouts. In between every month is your 2-page lined spread, and then you go straight to your next month. So it has to do tick off room there, header room up top, 6 lines plus the last line, making it a 7th line if you count that divider line. Holidays at the bottom, the same as in her other planners. You get your previous month and your next month at a glance up there. Lined note space, a small header up top. This is such a great monthly planner. Those lines help you fit more into the monthly boxes and also help you to be able to write a little bit neater. Your previous month and month at a glance will sometimes go at the bottom, sometimes go at the top, just depending on the flow of the month. This is just the perfect amount of room. You guys know how much I love monthly notebook planners. To write anything you need, carry in your purse or bag. If you love to see your monthly at the same time that you're working on your weekly like I do, then you need a monthly notebook planner. All right, I noted all the specs here at the end. It is 6 by 8, so it's a tiny bit different than an A5. Because an A5 is 5.3 by 8.27, and this is 6 by 8. So if you'll look, this Reflections book is exactly an A5, and this is a tiny bit shorter and is the most smidge bit wider than an A5. It is $20 for this little monthly notebook planner. It has the same 80-pound paper in it. It's 66 pages, and there are 7 extra lined notes pages at the end, besides those pages in between each month. So that is your monthly notebook planner. She also offers these little mini notebooks, which are 5 by 7 and 50 pages. Still that great, amazing 80-pound paper, but they are dot grid. They will lay completely flat when you just give them a little bend, rounded corners, and perfect to fit in any purse. Sewn spine and sprouted label on the back. She has coiled notebooks too. These are A5 size. They come with 70 pages in them and have those really thick laminated covers. These are only $15, and you have the to-do tick-off line there. So you can either use it as a journal and ignore that, or it makes it great for when you have a list to check off. A header up top for the date or whatever your list is, and the little teeny sprouted emblem at the bottom of the page. Rounded page corners there, and it's just a great A5 size lined notebook, and has a pocket right there too, her new pocket. You guys, some of my reels of these notepads have gotten so many views. People love these notepads. We're going to talk about them, but just so I don't forget, she also has mini magnetic bookmarks so you can mark your place in your planner or in the book that you're reading. With her new cover designs, they come in a pack of 4, so you can get those 4 covers for only $6. And then mini snap-in bookmarks if you like to mark numerous places in your notebook or your planner. This is a set of 4 for $6 also. So if you're picking up a sprouted planner, I just wanted to make you aware that you might want to browse the accessories before you check out. All right, you guys, this is going to wrap us up. It's last, but definitely not least. These notepads are only $15 each. They come with 80 sheets of paper. Last year, it was navy, which was awesome, but I love how she went with this light purplish. It's just a very calming color. You have your 2 gold grommets in there, and you have 4 different notepad designs. You guys, what's so nice about these is the back is this really thick, hard cover, so that when I carry this around my house, it's so easy to carry around and write on. Like, it's my favorite notepad to just be portable. You can carry it from room to room, or if you're in a meeting and you're walking here or there. I can't recommend these notepads enough for $15. I think they are such a great price. They are perforated and tear off really easily. This is the Notes Quartet. You have 4 sections there, and you have 12 to-do list tick off boxes in each section with a header. And look you guys look at the back. The back is the exact same thing on it. So you can turn it over and you can use the back, and no page is wasted, you guys. Last year, the backs were blank, so this is brand new this year to these notepads. Then you have a weekly notepad. So nice for meal planning. Imagine this for meal planning every week. Week of, you have your grocery list. You have Monday through Sunday. Once again, easy perforated. Then you have just a notes and dots option. And then you have a great daily notepad. So for those of you that just use a weekly planner, but every once in a while, you need to organize your day into timestamps or time blocking, and you need a daily page, but you don't need a daily planner. Date, circle the day of the week. You even have a header for the day, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. with light gray little dotted half-hour lines in between there. And once again, every single page is printed exactly the same on the back. I can see why these notepads were so popular last year, and now with having them be reversible, I think it's going to be a fan favorite. All right, guys, you know the drill. Let's all take the deepest breath we've taken all day, all the way in through your nose. Hold it and slowly release and exhale through your mouth. Don't you feel better? You guys, give yourself a little bit of time alone to breathe and be still. We don't need to always be looking at a device, always be talking to someone, always be listening to something. Sometimes there's just too much noise. Take some time to be still. Take another deep breath. Step outside. Enjoy whatever weather you're having today. All right, while you're sitting here in a calm state, I wanted to show you all 5 covers together. We have Lemon Drop, Flower Child, Daisy Blue, Sea Glass, and Moody Blooms. I'd love to hear your favorite cover out of these down in the comments, and let me know what you think about Heather's changes this year with the reflection notebook being separated and with the new hourly planner layout. If you are purchasing from Sprouted and you have not used my discount code before, make sure to use it at checkout for 15% off your entire cart. And my brand new affiliate link for Sprouted, she just started this program, is down in the description. Thanks for being here, you guys. Take care of yourself so you can take care of others. And I'll see you next time. Enjoy your fall day.